What's up, you guys? So I am here with another Married to Medicine review. This episode was pretty funny. It was a lot going on, but let's get right on into it. I took notes, of course, so let's see what these notes talking about. So we're starting off with Toya saying that she's having a baby shower for her Birkin bag. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna stay out of rich people business, but it just, to me, I don't know, renting and buying $30,000 plus purses is kind of counterproductive. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna stay out of rich people business because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the type of money that they do, but if I did, I don't think I'd be spending it that way. Not at that moment. Like, I would have to have some stuff to my name before I'd be worried about, spending that type of money on a purse. Cause I do like nice things. I do, but I don't know. And as far as Toya with this Birkin bag, Toya, last year, if I'm not mistaken, they said that you didn't want to pay at the Met Gala, and I'm trying to understand what's your issue with paying. I believe it was like $1,000. Like, no shade, but if you're carrying a $30,000 purse, I feel like at any given moment you should be able to spend $1,000, donate $1,000. I'm not saying continuously, but if you're in a friend group and y'all are doing something for a good cause, I think you should be able to donate $1,000 if you're flexing your $30,000 purses. But like I said, you can't get mad at how nobody spend their money, because at the end of the day, they earned it or did whatever they did for their money, and you didn't, and it's not coming out of your pocket. So but that's just my thought process on it. I don't know. So the man that bid the $4,000 for the date with Phaedra, I told y'all don't let Phaedra go on that date by herself anyway, but that the date is not gonna happen because the man is asking for his $4,000 back. No, Phaedra, you got the 30-day return policy. No, so he want his money back. Dr. Jackie, did she say she gonna give him his money back? Well, they gonna get it back to him. I think they gonna give him his money back. So yeah, that's a mess, child. I want to know, is Phaedra gonna cut this check? Comment below. Do y'all think Phaedra gonna cut the check? And while y'all comment, also like the video, because y'all be watching but y'all don't really be engaging. If you don't want to comment, you don't have to, that's fine, but just like the video, that helps. So yeah, I don't know if Phaedra gonna cut the check. Phaedra, got a lot of jobs. I'm sure she has the money, but I don't know if she has it just to cut the check. I mean, I'm not counting nobody's pockets, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what nobody does, but the way Toya probably feels like $1,000 is a lot of money to donate, but she carries purses that are $30,000+. I would think most people would think, if it's not something they're buying for themselves, if it's not a car or something that they personally want, $50-some thousand is a lot of money to just give to somebody else. Even if you do have millions in the bank, I think that is still a nice little chunk of money to give to somebody else when it's not benefiting you, even if you are rich. But I feel like, Phaedra, why would you promise $100,000? You should have let Dr. Jackie go with her original $25,000, or you should have told Dr. Jackie, well, let's just go up to 50. But you went all the way to the right to $100,000, and I've been seeing people talking about it, and they're like, oh, well, she bullied. Well, people are trying to act like Phaedra was bullied into paying them their money. Phaedra volunteered to pay this money. Nobody made Phaedra. Nobody, did this and said, girl, write the check, or you need to do XYZ. She is the one that said she wanted to do $100,000, and I don't know if she knew it or not, but they barely got halfway to $100,000, and you were gonna have to cut the check. That's why you just sit back and be quiet. Sometimes it's better to not say nothing. If you wanted to make sure the people who got $100,000, you should have let them promise 25 to 50K, and then if you felt it on your heart when you was there, like, instead of 25 to 50K, I want to make it 100,000. You should have wrote the check right then and did it. But you shouldn't have been advertising it up front. You should have just did it at the spur of the moment. Like, that's the type of person I am. I'm never gonna tell somebody like, oh, that's like somebody's birthday coming up, and you telling the person like, oh, I'm gonna give you $1,000 for your birthday, and then when the time comes, you're thinking it's gonna be a group. Oh, no, it's a friend group. One of y'all friends' birthday is 4 or 5 of y'all, and y'all be like, yeah, we're gonna give you, and you volunteer the whole group and be like, oh, we're gonna give $1,000 for your birthday, but everybody else said we was gonna give $100. So now you have volunteered all of us to give $1,000, and everybody else may not have been willing to give that much money or whatever. So now that $1,000 balance is on you. Whatever the difference is, if the rest of the friends in the group come up with $400, you got to come up with the other $6, because you have promised the person. So don't be looking crazy when the people come ask you for their check, Phaedra. I feel like that's crazy that people trying to act like, oh, they making her do something. If she told a lie that her behind couldn't cash, then that's on her, but she need to cash that check, because that was a good charity. Like, we need to bring awareness to black women and what happens to them when they're having kids, like childbirth and all that stuff, because a lot of black women die more than anybody else during childbirth and all this type of stuff. So, Phaedra, I hope this ain't another one of your lies. Like, I find Phaedra to be funny sometimes, but she just don't seem like a reliable person when it comes to certain things. I think some people just talk, and I'm sure y'all know people like this in real life that just like to talk, but it's not really any substance or like real effort behind what they're saying. Like, they'll promise to do certain things, like, oh, they'll say, you know, we're gonna do XYZ Saturday, and then Saturday come, oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah, or something came up, or blah blah blah, and then and I feel like y'all are like, y'all ones that are saying like Phaedra don't owe them nothing and blah blah blah. No, she don't owe them nothing, but they also didn't ask her to do this. Phaedra volunteered this herself, and I'm gonna need you to hold. Like, I hate people who say stuff, they gonna do stuff and then don't come through with it. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's like if you having a mechanical issue with your car, and a person tell you, somebody that you didn't even ask, you just talking or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, well, Friday I'm gonna come by there and I'm gonna check on your car and do XYZ to your car, and you like, okay, I didn't ask you to do that, but okay. Then Friday come and they don't come. Like, what was the point of saying it? Nobody asked you that. Like, I didn't ask you to fix my car, Phaedra. Nobody asked you to make the donation amount $100,000. You made it $100,000. So why even say that? Like, it's just like I said, if you wanted to do it, you should have just shut up, let them go whatever number they was going with, and then when you got there, if you knew based off the amount that they raised that you would have enough money to cover the distance and write a check to make the whole amount $100,000, then you should have just did it. Just action. Don't do all that talking and then don't come through with what you're talking about. Anyway, enough about Phaedra. I hope she didn't disappoint the people in the organization. So we got to meet Dr. Mimi. We had Dr. Simone and Cecil, Dr. G, Sweet Tea, Dr. Contessa, Dr. Scott, Dr. Mimi, and her husband. I forgot what they said his name was. But Dr. Mimi seems like real cool, laid back, but I don't know. She seems like she got a little, you know what I'm saying? I like Dr. Mimi. I like her so far. I think she would be a good addition to the show. Like, she seems neutral and fair and realistic. Like, I like her. I do. And I don't think she's like, I guess that's what makes her different from some other people. Like, some of the other people come on the show and it feels like Anila came in, but she was Toya's friend. So, but they end up falling out. But it just seems like most people come on the show and it's like they're on a particular side or a particular person's side. But she just seems like neutral. Like, I'm just trying to see what everybody got going on. And I think once she see what everybody got going on, that's when we really gonna get to see like her personality and all that type of stuff. Like, I think it's really gonna be nice. Like, when we get to see her. But I don't want to say the wrong thing because I know those two, they sound so close, like it gets me mixed up. But she's a psychologist. I think I said that right. You know, yeah. But yeah, she works with people's mind. You know, she knows a lot about the brain, and I think that's going to be interesting because I always kind of wanted to see that dynamic. But Dr. G, I just feel like it's not the... Dr. G needs to be on Dr. Mimi couch right now, because her or some other psychologist, because child, Dr. G, I'm sorry, I cannot take advice from someone who cannot resolve conflict in their own marriages. From the marriage with Quad, and at points it was even abusive, and Sweet Tea even called you controlling. Like, I don't know, but then again, you might be a great psychologist because I feel like you know how to play with people's mind, but I don't want you playing with my mind in a negative way. Like, just because you're a psychologist don't mean you get to play around my mind in a negative way. And I feel like that's what he does when he's probably married, or I ain't gonna say he might not do that the whole marriage, but at certain points, due to him knowing how to manipulate things because of what he does, I think when stuff isn't going his way, he uses his little Jedi mind tricks to try to get under the person's skin or get in their head or get them to have certain reactions to stuff. Like how he told, what Sweet Tea said? He told her it was an intruder in the house to like freak her out because she be forgetting to lock the door. Well, she be forgetting to set the alarm. Some she be forgetting to do pertaining to locking up the house, and he was trying to teach her a lesson. So yeah, I don't trust. So I want to see Dr. Mimi, and I want to see what she think about these ladies. Like, that I think would be funny, and it might actually really be helpful. Like, I would like to see her really like get some of the women to open up and talk about some things. Like, I think she could really help some of them. So Sweet Tea is doing her sugar baby party. I call it a sugar baby party. I don't know what she called it, but Sweet Tea, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it, but I'm a young lady, and I just need y'all to be real. Like, date whoever fits you best. Don't try to force something. That's my thoughts on it. Date whoever fits you best. I feel like young girls going after, well, I ain't gonna say girls, young women, because they are women, because, you know, everybody's of age, but young women going after these older men, I think y'all probably don't realize it might be a reason why that older man is single. Like, he may be controlling, he may have, I'm not trying to be funny, but I just feel like if he was just this great amazing man, someone in his age group probably would have snatched him up by the time he's 50, 40 something years old, because it's as they like to say, it's more women than men out here, so women get the short end of the stick. So I could see women, this might sound crazy, but I could see a woman being older and single because the amount of good men out there are far and few in between. Is not a lot of them, but I feel like a man that's getting a little older in age, I'm not saying this that every woman out here is just great, but I think it's a lot of good decent black women that are single out here, to where in their 50s, I don't think a man would have to be single unless he's dated some good black women, and they've already determined that he wasn't that great in the first place. And then you have some of them that purposely, should I put my light on, because I feel like it's a little dark in here. Oh, that's really bright. Damn it. I think that's a little bit better. Trying not to make it too bright. Trying to dim it some. Okay. Yeah, it's a whole lot when it comes to relationships, but some men date younger women because they can control and manipulate them more because they have less relationship experience, or they just have less life experience, and they can be more easily manipulated, and they're probably more impressionable because the older men are probably more established in life than some of the younger women. So it's a whole lot to that. So Sweet Tea, you putting together kind of, you know what I'm saying, because your relationship is not, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that's on nobody. I don't think nobody got, you know, you and G up there beside Barack and Michelle thinking like y'all, no. In my personal opinion, I think it's best to date somebody that's probably within a 10-year age range of you, like, because y'all can relate about certain stuff, and you know, it's not a big gap with certain things. But yeah, when you have these 30-year age gaps, that's when it's probably a lot. Honestly, less than 10 if you can, but you know, sometimes the person may be a little bit older or maybe a little younger, I guess, depending on. But I guess when you in your 20s, you can't go but so low. Like, and I personally don't think you should go younger. If you already in your 20s, go older. But not Dr. G.O. Don't get a old person. Don't get nobody from the AARP club. So Phaedra found her little sugar baby on there. Well, I wouldn't even say sugar baby because Phaedra probably trying to get his money, but you know, that's funny. Dr. Contessa, girl, you had me laughing when Dr. Heavenly walked in, and you gonna say, what you said, where's the sage? Do anybody got sage? Girl, you better be careful with that sage, or you might want to use that sage at your own house, because you gonna mess around and you gonna look around and Scott gonna be gone. You start burning sage, Scott is gonna poof, disappear. So Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly talking about how they don't deal with each other, blah blah blah. I feel like keep it cordial, because I don't know if y'all know, like, Dr. Contessa will ignite some stuff. She a lot of times she is the victim, but when the situation is over and done with, like, she keep doing lighter fluid on the fire. Like, okay, we got the fire down, and I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it, but it's like you will throw lighter fluid on, and then you talking about, oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about it right now, or you know, we're grown, we'll talk about it when we get around to it. But you're like subliminally bringing it up, so if she responds to you, then how is that gonna go? You saying you don't want to talk about it right now, or we'll talk about it, but you're making the topic come up, but then you're saying, oh well, we'll talk about it when we talk about it. No, if you bring it up, let's talk about it. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, hold on y'all, ooh, my leg went to sleep seeing. What did she say? Oh, I think Dr. Heavenly came in and was like, hey, how y'all doing, or something like that, and she was like, my mom's doing good. And I was like, Dr. Contessa, I ain't mad at you saying it like that, but it's like, you can't nuck if you ain't gonna buck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, and it's probably maybe not the right way to go about it, but if you gonna bring the topic up, if she would have responded back and said, look, I was wrong for what I said, I'm sorry, blah 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 blah, and then you was gonna get hype and be like, you know you was wrong for saying that, you know, it was gonna cause a scene and mess up the thing. And I just feel like, why bring it up in that moment if you said, oh well, we'll talk about it when we talk about it, or when it comes naturally? well, if that was the moment where it came naturally, if y'all ended up getting into it, then that's what it was. Like, I don't understand Dr. Contessa. And I like Dr. Contessa, but she does be the victim in these situations. But I really can see how her and Scott relationship was a mess. Like, they probably be arguing about something, and then he be wrong. He really do be wrong, and then she just bring it back up. Like, I don't know, Dr. Contessa, girl, you be stressing me out sometimes. And I just be like, if you want to argue, if you want to have an argument with Heavenly, just go ahead with it. Like, just walk straight up to her and be like, I mean, you said my mom's doing fine. You should have kept on and said whatever you had to say. Go on, get it off your chest. Don't keep doing these little subliminals. And then when Dr. Heavenly ignite and start going off and saying stuff, then you be like, oh, she wrong, she wrong, she wrong. She is wrong, but you are like thumping the bully. Like, I don't understand. So Toya is doing the Birkin party, child. Toya got her little boy in there cooking. Everybody trying to get together. Dr. Contessa and Dr. Simone riding together. They thinking, they are thinking that Toya is doing Quad a baby shower. And I'm like, didn't they just get back cool? Not saying they win, because I feel like when Quad and Toya be cool, they really do be cool for real. And I could kind of see Toya doing Quad a baby shower, but then at the same time, she do Sweet Tea's bachelorette party. I don't know. I mean, Toya seemed like she liked to throw parties though, so I mean, I don't know. But I don't know where, I ain't gonna say I don't know where they got it from, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but they talking about, is Toya pregnant? Like, they trying to figure out who this little baby shower is for. Child, it's for the Birkin. Toya done do a baby shower for her Birkin bag, child. And it looked like it was giving a good old flashback. It seemed like they chopped that scene up, but I wanted to see what Dr. Simone was finna say. Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly. Y'all remember Dr. Contessa? What she told Toya? She said, so we what she said, y'all remember Toya do that, was it in the black party or something? A couple seasons back, and Dr. Contessa was like, somebody we're celebrating paying our bills. Like, it give like the girls who's finna start giving those type of reads. Dr. Simone was like, oh, I got 2 Birkin bags. Like, I feel like Toya be trying to brag about stuff, but I ain't even gonna say brag about stuff, but it's like everybody, it seemed like everybody already got one. Dr. Simone said she got 2. Quad said she got 1. Dr. Jackie, she real classy. She definitely gives. She got a couple in her closet. I don't know if Dr. Heavenly got none, but I'm sure she could afford them. Dr. Contessa don't know if she got none, but I'm sure she could afford them. Like, these women are very well off. They can, you know, they can have Birkin bags too. Not saying that you can't celebrate your Birkin bag, but Toya, it just wasn't giving what you thought it was giving. I don't know. Like, Dr. Simone was over it. Dr. Simone calling the thing the wrong bag, but Dr. Simone knows what she talking about though, because she got 2 of them in her closet. Dr. Simone said she got that munions. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really giving, but I wanted to hear what Dr. Simone and Dr. Heaven, because they said they little stuff, but I feel like they said a lot more. Like, they was just like, this ain't really our thing. Like, Dr. Simone said, baby, I done bought 2 of them, and I never had a Birkin baby shower. I just pop out and wear them when I wear them and put them back in my closet. Dr. Simone said, I'm old money. I ain't gotta flex it. Okay. Toya, you be walking yourself right into these reads. Now, when they start talking about how you be blowing, Toya, now when they start talking about you and how you be spending up all Dr. Eugene money and all that stuff, then you gonna be mad and feeling some type of way. But you know, you be walking yourself right into it. Right into it. Yeah, child. So we're gonna see what happens on this trip. I think this trip is where Dr. G and Quad Man get into it based off of, what was that, the trailer for the season. when we saw Quad and I think there was Dr. Contessa, all them sprinting down the beach, baby. I thought they had them put Shakira Richardson on Married to Medicine, but it was it was the Married to Medicine girls running down the beach to stop King from baptizing Dr. G in the ocean. Child, I'm ready to see how this happened and what went on, because this is finna be a mess. And then Phaedra, if y'all saw from the preview, Phaedra, what did that man say? Did he say he was Apollo friend? Like, that's messy. That's really messy. And I'm gonna be seated. Phaedra, you are very messy. So you gonna bring Apollo friend to the couple trip? And then somebody was on there talking about bringing Apollo, or can they invite Apollo? And she was like, that's fine. I don't know what she said, but she wasn't, based off, nah, they could have chopped it up, but based off what we saw, it looked like she was okay with them inviting Apollo. So y'all, that's gonna be a mess. That is gonna be a mess, and I'm ready to see it. I feel like this is gonna be the highlight of the season. I want to know what King and Dr. G, of course it was about Quad, but I really want to know what they got into it about. Like, it's just, Dr. G, why are you pressed? I don't understand. And I want to see what all happened with Phaedra, because they said it was a bunch of mess. I think they said on the boat or something with Phaedra. Because I be watching Funkin' Out Even. I think he like spilled a little tea a while back. He was saying something about Phaedra, the boat, or something. It was a mess. I think all this happened on this trip. So anyway, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure y'all watch the next episode, because we gotta find out what happened on this trip, because it seemed like it's a whole lot going on. So we gotta see what's going on. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.